To the Founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the Founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. To the Founder, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the one gone beyond the foe destroyer, the completely perfected, fully awakened being, perfect in knowledge and in good conduct, Sugata, knower of the world, supreme guide of human beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and human beings, to you, the completely and fully awakened one, the endowed, transcendent destroyer, the glorious conqueror, the subduer from the Shakya clan, I prostrate, make offerings, and go for refuge. When, O supreme amongst humans, you were born on this earth, you paced out 7 strides, then said, I am supreme in this world. To you who were wise then, I prostrate. With pure bodies, form supremely pure, wisdom ocean like a golden mountain, flame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best, Lord, to you I prostrate. With the supreme science face like spotless moon, color like gold, to you I prostrate. Thus free like you, the 3 worlds are not, incomparably wise one, to you I prostrate. The Saviour having great compassion, the Founder having all understanding, the field of merit with qualities like a vast ocean, to you, the one gone to thusness, I prostrate. The purity that frees one from attachment, the virtue that frees one from the lower realms, the one path, the sublime reality, to the Dharma that pacifies, I prostrate. Those who are liberated and who also show the path to liberation, the holy field qualified with realizations, who are devoted to the moral precepts, to you, the sublime community intending virtue, I prostrate. Homage to the Supreme Buddha, homage to the Dharma refuge, homage to the great Sangha, to all 3 ever devout homage. To all worthy of respect, bowing with bodies as many as all realms atoms in all aspects, with supreme faith I pay homage. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind thoroughly. This is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a visual aberration, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew or a bubble, a dream, a flash of lightning, a cloud. See conditioned things as such. Through these merits may sentient beings attain the rank of all-seeing, subdue the foe of faults, and be delivered from samsara's ocean, perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Page 15, The Heart of the Perfection of Wisdom Sutra. I prostrate to the Arya Triple Gem. Thus did I hear at one time. The Bhagawan was dwelling on massive Vulture's mountain in Rajagriha, together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Bhagawan was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound perfection. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara looked upon the very practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, and beheld those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then through the power of Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara: How should any son of the lineage train who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom? He said that, and the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara said this to the Venerable Shariputra, Shariputra in his lineage or daughter of the lineage, who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom, should look upon it like this: correctly and repeatedly beholding those 5 aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Emptiness is not other than form. Form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise, all phenomena are emptiness, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no compositional factors, no consciousness. No eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no odor, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, and so on, up to and including no mind element, and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on, up to and including no aging and death, and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, Bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration and without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly completely awaken to unsurpassable, perfect, complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as the truth, since it is not false. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is declared. Tayata gate gate para gate parasam gate bodhisoha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Bhagavan arose from that concentration and commended the Bodhisattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage. It is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom, just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Bhagavan having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharathvatiputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva Arya Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding in their entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised that spoken by the Bhagavan. The short mandala. O sa shi purki chukshe me tok cham ri rab ling shi ni de gyam pa di sanke shing du mi te wa yi joku nam dak shing la cho pa sho jetsun la ma dam pa ke nam ki joku ka la ken se chen jing ne ita tsam pe tu che sen ma la sa ke che ki cha pa bap tu so Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami.
Sanye Jana Saki Chana Chanjo Bado Dane Jasu Chujin Jive Sanam Ye Dora Venje Sangye Chopra Sanye Jana Saki Chana Chanjo Bado Dane Jasu Sake Chujin Jive Sanam Ye Dora Venje Sangye Chopra Sanje Jodan Soji Janana Chanjo Bada Dani Jasan Tage Chujin Jive Sanam Ji Dola Benji Sanje Dobara Shu Tange da Dani Zave Dawa Danje Bangwa Yin Dembe Shuni Denze Kodam Dela Chadela Tonye Nyenje Sunda Jave Lan Chichi Zinze Kanche Dende Chana Gama Dende Jazola So De Soji Delen Dosho Banden Zave Lama Rambo Chen Dagi Churu Vime Dejo Ne Kotechi Me Kone Chison De Kosanto Yungudo Zede So that the Gulong Gom De Gulong Da Gulong Gom Lagomar Chinanza the Chur Nyamba De that Shembege Samba Sambu Jetwachi De Ningi Tinge that Gulong Shembege Chanju Sim Gulong Sina and on the Chur the Church to Resra.
So we'll do a motivation meditation to start off with. Of course, you're all familiar with how to do this, so there's no need to go over it in detail. However, just briefly, one should generate a motivation that they're listening to the teachings for the benefit of sentient beings. So to develop a bodhicitta motivation, because when you have this bodhicitta motivation, then the Dharma becomes like genuine Dharma, real Dharma.
아야. 아, 모두 기생아마 다 군조성 야고지도래라. 유라마. 네 산지 군조 추군조 근데 군조데 야고지도래. 대단다 산제지. 아니 공방토가 지야라. 아니 딱 뉴버스를 열었으나 심지 담제기를 열어서 오라. 그들라 산지 릭스라고 열어. 아니 리기 남샤마 땡라다 계속만 먼저 더디로지 드롭 스토리 다마 부타로 스토리나 아니 리기 남샤 주고네 셰바 세스토다 데마티스 스토샤 드링데스 마티스 도고스로
So, previously we've talked about the three jewels, according to the presentation in the Sublime Continuum by Maitreya. So, having clearly gone over the key aspects of the Buddha and the three jewels, it becomes clearer that we all have this potential to attain the state of Buddhahood, of enlightenment, and this is what's referred to as our Buddha nature, this potential. So this Buddha nature now, we've looked at it briefly, we've had a discussion on it, but we're going to go into it in a bit more detail now in regards to using the 10 presentations, or through the 10 presentations. We'll go into it in a bit more detail. So this will start on page 93 of the text, and if you have the chart that Jen sent out, that's going to be an overview of everything we're going to cover.
다드네 데 자와들 자와와 줄라면 자와데 뭐 준데레 된 도바탕 죽바탕래도 죽바탕 내가 대신 군데 줘야 돼 다드미지 윤디예미지 전담인지 공대 이시 자스다 어디 자와래 줄라면 자와들와
So this root verse is 1.29. It goes nature, cause, result, function, possession, manifestation, state, and similarly the meaning of all pervasiveness, immutability, and indivisibility of qualities. They are said to be intended meaning of the ultimate basic element. This basic element is a synonym for Buddha nature.
다 자와나마 자와디나네 야와 주디 장가시 정리를 자와 주디 야와 장가시 적 아니 내가서 니 대화디나마 가지고 저거스라
So this, as you can see here, there's 10 aspects. They're numbered in the root verse here. So this is the basic overview, and then we'll go into these 10 in a bit more explanation.
당 오보 직태나 오보트 규규트 데부트 레레게트 덴베트 죽베트 네 내가 내가 디신럽도 이베트 군두도베트 민주르세데 민주르베트 네 다도 민주르 예르메 요아메베트 세체다 어디제디 남셔 죽고는 되는 바가 셔시 싸워들 따라와
So again, just going over it, this says like the meaning of nature, the meaning of the cause, the meaning of result, meaning of function, meaning of possession, manifestation, meaning of state, meaning of all pervasiveness, meaning of immutability, and meaning of indivisibility is how it is presented, these 10 by the root verse.
다 무엇이에요? 뭐디 자와디 셰디 뭐디래도 아니 렌제나가 추다싱 센티비지 디스레 렌제나가 추다시 다들한 신용모메 세디 어디 자와디래로
렌제나가
추다싱 다들 녀모 아시 다들한 신용모메 세디 자와디 디래도
moving on a little bit further to page 95, verse 1.30ab, where it says, its nature is always unafflicted, like the purity of the jewel, space, and the water. So this is the root verses explanation of the first of the 10 presentations, which of course is nature.
어디로 땅 오딜 셰운디 디셰로 베나 아니 이신 노그름 붙이는 들어봐 디신시부 추구 틀레디 아니 추구디 다 노부단 베자레스 와 럼부친 노부 노부기 아니 심제 탐제기 고든 루트고 여러 하시는 그런 버진라 아니 소답 제나 디요나 수수 세드벌 세 코드벌 코용고 여러 되나시 예주고 틀레주고 되네 아니 먼저서 심제 탐제줄라 타도기 산제지 고마토바디 용고 여러제다 이 주구디 주구 틀레니 이제 노불라 베자레스로
So, this nature is presented by way of 3 analogies. So the first of the analogy is the analogy of the wish-fulfilling jewel. So the wish-fulfilling jewel is to represent the Dharmakaya, or the Dharma body of the Buddha. So this represents the ultimate state of attaining the state of Buddhahood. Because just as a wish-fulfilling jewel fulfills the wishes of people, whatever needs to be cleared away is cleared away, whatever needs to be generated or they need to have comes about. And in this way, we fulfill the ultimate benefit of beings by attaining this final state of Buddhahood. So this is the analogy, the Dharmakaya, represented by the analogy of the wish-fulfilling jewel.
어디로도 다디 아니 난가세야디 이제 난가세야디 아니 난가 토리카장 메가데라 주어요 말와 주어려요 말 여와요 말 주어요 말 어걸로 주어줘야 매버티나시 디시니 아주 생기된 게 주니들에 당원도 단다 셈제주기 생기된 거 주니들라 네 주어줘야 해요 말에스와 곧 라신이 동바 란신이 동바들라 아니 여치에스케요 말에스 다디시고
So the next one is space. This is all in the chart if you want to look at it in the third column. So space is representing suchness. So the reason that space is used to represent suchness is because just like suchness, space does not change. It's unchanging. And the suchness is unchanging. So the suchness or the natural emptiness of the mind is not changing, and this is why space is used to represent that, because it is the unchanging nature of the mind.
어디지 다디네 릭세디 아니 출려자 출와 릭 추다니 세디 추세디라 니 추랑신디 니 세리 당외차로 당외차 임바나시 먼저 산제지 릭 심세리 차데라 아니 팀에 루루 팀에 녀고 쇼요 말레스 제가 추랑신을 녀고 쇼요 말아 추데 당마차야도 와 진욕바 마리오라도 갈래갈래야 추 당마차로다 제가 추랑신디 당외차레스 대당 네 릭이 랑신 코란 심세리 차데 루루 팀에 디데르메시 아니 산제 살드에 심세리 차데라 아니 녀고요 말레스 어디디 셰
So the third one is the lineage. And this is represented by water. And the reason for that is because water is naturally clear. That's the nature of water. And same with our Buddha nature or our Buddha lineage, it is not stained by whatever adventitious delusions or whatever stains we might have. It's actually, its nature is not that. Its nature is this clear and knowing aspect of the mind. And no matter what other, this is this is the nature, the clear nature of the mind, and it is not stained by whatever adventitious things might be in the mind. In the same way that the water is not stained by anything that may be within that. Its nature is still clear.
다 나도 삼단에 야고요래 단다 오버셰와디 단다 지단다 죽을래 베자르라 저 산제 리 나도 오버셰와 가둘라 리기 오버셰고라 오버셰인데 아니 산제 리 심제 줄라 산제 리 칸데 이미지 삼다 다데네 아니 오버셰 유셰인데 다디 산제 리디야 여제다야 탑람로들라 카르카르 요레세 다 탑람 텔레데네 아니 데부용그레 스탕엘라 모단 주 데부숨갈라 삼로지 담베이나 멜로도세 직 삼로나라 탄다디 셰단데 딘데르지레 삼단투나 아니 먼저 야고 요레로
So
dom라오시고 빅자라오시로
awesome. To give like a picture, a map, an overview, something like of these first three: the nature, the cause, and then the result. So it talks about the nature for the purpose of establishing confidence or clearly seeing that beings actually have this Buddha nature, that they have this natural potential. So our nature, having established that our nature is Buddhahood, then we need, or that we have this Buddha nature, then we need to look at how do we actually transform that into actually the state of a Buddha. And for that, you need to develop the causes. So that's the second of the 10 is the causes. And you could say these causes are like the method by which one establishes this state of Buddhahood. And then if one follows the method, then one looks at the result. What is the result of establishing these causes or following this method? So then that's the third aspect. So that's how we can think of the first three. Just in a brief overview so you can understand the reason for the presentation.
다드네 릭사디 다양하고 릭사디 심 다다 드브다스즈 기생어만 하듯이 셰르 다 지명에 라조나 다다다 우마 틴주에 다도 드브데게 셰거잖아 아니 산제룽 누바델라 리그로 산제룽 누바 다딜라 산제룽 소르다 고 마음바코란 산제지 오차기 요바델라 아니 산제 릭스 젠딜라고 레스타
So just to go over this lineage, although we have discussed it before, we want to talk about it a little bit more just to reiterate the meaning of it. So this is looking from the presentation of the Majjhimika Prasangika. So it could be said that this Sangha Rig, the Buddha nature or the Buddha lineage, is Sangha Suruma. Suitable to become a Buddha would be the literal translation, but the meaning of that is the potential or the power to become a Buddha. So this is what is meant when we say this lineage.
다딜라 예나 아니 릭델라 란신네릭 당 겐주릭 제제 이용거로아 다단데 오마 틴주벨로라 디 란신네릭 겐주릭 디 셰데스 코데버여레 란신네릭 세야데 오마 틴주벨로라 지금이 셰더라 오마 틴주벨로라 란신네릭 디 데레 셈그딩기 주니죠라 셈그딩기 주니디 란신네릭 세오레 셈그딩기 주니죠라 주니델라 란신네릭 아니 셈 세리기 차 군조베다 군조비 남다 니용고라다 어디래다 셈델라 셈 산제에서 누워인게들 genyu reaction or that this tenjuvelula agenti 코디아요르도 쓰잖아
셈디 셀릭 so what on reparo
셈 그린 게 주니들 하시네릭 체 아니 셈 세릭 세신 산제에 살도야 누워인죠 셈 세릭 저러 어디라 아니 genyu reaction
So, when we look at the lineage, we can say that there's two. We say there's the natural lineage and then there's the developmental lineage or generation lineage. So, this is again according to the presentation of the Majjhimika Prasangika. They say that the natural lineage is the emptiness of the mind. And then the developmental lineage is the clear and knowing aspect of the mind, and this clear and knowing aspect is the potential that which can be developed into the enlightened mind of the Buddha.
이제 티신이 난가서 티신이 세대 라시네릭시로와 링니 추 넘버 타고 세대네 genjurik 자외 되니 된 거래. 이제 난가 추다 당서 난가 세대게 라시네릭체 추다 당서 세대게 아니 genjurik 된 게 있어서.
Okay.
자외나.
So it's said that this natural lineage is this abiding nature of the mind. It's more like the nature of the mind, and that's why the analogy is the space, right? Because it's permanent, it's unchanging like that. Then we have the generational rig, and that's the aspect of the mind that can be transformed, that can be changed, that can be not transformed, but that becomes when the stains are removed, that becomes the enlightened state. And so this is why the analogy of water is used, because when whatever is in the water is removed, then it's clear. So these are why these analogies are used for the different types of lineage.
다들 lineage 라는 예와라는 되게 이렇게 예와 diversion 라고 말해.
Okay, so
lineage 라는
the normal translation is lineage, and that's what's used in the text here. But Geshe-la is saying the meaning is more like a division. Right? So Yewa is division, so yeah. So from a point of view of understanding, then you can understand it more like a division. However, you will find that the most common word in English is lineage, but the meaning is important to understand.
제가 단다디 라시네릭라디 칼라고 그래서나 프랑게 심기딩기 추니 임바 간식라 아니 거기 동시 주진기 심들라 팀마단 제와 팀마단 제와
Okay.
심제주 제가 라신의 심제주를 요구로 하셔서 산제역설 라신의 요마르와 그다음 랑된지 팀마단 제베 심기딩기 추니 마음바 오니고 주롱해야 될라 라신의 렉스 워다 그랑게 동시学生 심지어와 단 동이 있어야 될 동시 学生 걸어와 동이 가래나 봐 대부분 동이는 대부 걸어와 생기된 게 동이 있으나 심 걸어와 셈디 티마연jo 녀모 열라고 말다 티마 녀온디단 시디비 열어와 어디 연조된 디바연jo 디바단 제베 심기된 게 주니 간식라 마음바 네 산지 굴로 오니 굴라져라 오니고 유튜브 마음바 오니고 유튜브야 단다 동반이 임바 간식라 그 동시 최진 심딩기 심딜라 티마요 어두스레 제주 델라란 시네릭스 워다.
So when we talk about this natural lineage or natural division, we say it's the suchness of the mind, but specifically the suchness of a mind that is connected with the stains, stains. So why is that said? Well, because when you talk about the suchness or the emptiness of an object, you need an object to be empty. So, for example, if you talk about the emptiness of the book, you need that book as the basis, right, to talk about the emptiness of the book. So, in this case, when we talk about the natural lineage, we're talking about the suchness or the emptiness of an ordinary being's mind, with and that mind is connected with the stains. However, in the future, that then becomes the nature body of the Buddha. So, is that clear? Because it was, yeah? Okay, good. No? Okay. So, when you talk about the natural lineage, you're talking about basically the emptiness of the mind, right? But you're talking about the emptiness of a sentient being's mind. So you're talking about a mind that has stains, delusions, right? So this natural, the emptiness of a mind with delusions, that later becomes the nature body of the Buddha. At that point, there's no delusions, right? So now it's the nature, it's the emptiness of the mind that has delusions. That's what you're talking about, right? Okay. So that's what's meant by the natural lineage. Good. I'll just read what it says in the chart. It just might make a little bit clearer. Naturally abiding lineage, the suchness of the stained mind, which is supporting phenomena that is suitable to transform into the nature body of the Buddha, which is it. Sorry. So that is the supporting phenomena, which then can become the nature body of the Buddha. Gonda, Vishnu.
단에 genjuri 따로 genjuri 세대다 산제 지르기 막 한실라 두제 산제 구주 말아 두제 산제 구를 당게 두마셰데 로사상 아주고 주상 이시 모뉴 주상다 산제 구주로 임바 한실라 두제 산제 구주로인데라 아니 genjuri 세대 텐주벨로라 베 장마야 레라고
Okay. So now when we talk about the generational lineage, it is again that which is suitable to transformed into the body of a Buddha, but it is also compounded. So to clarify, the natural lineage is uncompounded, and that's why, or you could say permanent, and that's why space is used as the analogy for that. Now the generational lineage, that is compounded or impermanent, and that, so it's the impermanent phenomenon which can then be transformed into the Buddha, as it says here, developmental lineage, the Buddha lineage that is suitable to transform into the compounded body of the Buddha. So the Prasangika, they make it very clear with these definitions or explanations. Yeah, it's a bit more difficult to understand the mind-only explanations.
어디로다 다드네 아니 genjuri가 라신이 다 리디니 계정보를 신고해 들어 다드네 된다 당보디 지나라 이시주고 틀레샤고 가래스로 노르 무슨 배 그봐 저 이시주구랑 이시주구 잡도 다지나 저와나는 이시주구디 이시노부단 빼자로 디 이시주구 셔고야 가서나 이시주구사데 산제주지 셈들라 이시주구서 오라 산제기 셈 제가 산제 주기 셈디 연대인데 아니 두자라마 최된제로 산제기 마 나네 기지셰디 산제 싱부딩 똑배 연대디게 마셰용 거로
아 오케이
딜레 틸레라고 그래 틸레 이시주고 틸레데 두제 암조라 년제로 두제 암조라 년제 최대 년제 아니 냠는신에 두제길로 똑배지 두고 요인자 단단 알아서 단다데 베나 줄라마디 단다 줄라마 다디 줄라마데 지전 잠복하면서 오라 디 지전 잠복하면 이시주고 틸레레다 먼저 단다 디 배주 제야 돼 농제야 돼 산제 수기 틸레레라나 지전 잠복하면 보고 아니 이시주고 틸레 먼저 농제고요로 일단 디 시고 디시야 체도 네 이시주고 샤르신다 라신에르 일단 genjuri 니시는 되기로 데라 이시주고 시고야 돼 디시고 최주고스다 다들라 어두샤르 김젠테레스로
So it then goes on to talk about a little bit about the enlightened activities of the Buddha, or the Trinle in Tibetan. Mind activities. Yeah, it's basically the Buddha's enlightened activities that benefit beings would be a more way to express it. So when we talk about this enlightened activity of the Buddha, it comes about through understanding the wisdom body of the Buddha. or the wisdom. So essentially, this is the Buddha's mind. You could say it's the wisdom body of the Buddha, and this is the basis for all of the enlightened activities. To give you an example, when we say the Buddha teaches the Dharma, that comes about from this aspect of the Buddha's mind or the wisdom body of the Buddha, having those realizations. And that becomes a basis through expressing the speech, which is the enlightened activity of the Buddha again. And then us hearing it is us receiving this enlightened activity of the Buddha. And from that basis, we can develop understanding and develop realization. So this text that we have here is the enlightened activity of Maitreya. Because through his enlightened activity, we are able to learn and study and develop understanding through that.
다 ngoodi sebu chason 다 ngoodi 다 yu 같은 거 다 유딜라 계절 먹고 열다.
So that covers off the explanation of the nature, which is great. Now there's the cause, and there's quite a lot to say about that.
다 유라 지난다 유라 디샤라 메바치 아니 딩진 셔럽 닝지샤라 디샤도 다디 마셰곤라 디 단다갑디 아니 릭디 다 릭종제기 탑 로와 릭종제기 탑 안디 강사 아니 데라 로바쇼고 데라 냠부 템바스 다딘데 셰고다로 지자
디 미숨 디 강작숨 right.
아자스므로다 시베 탈롱 타니가로다 태워 숨라도
attach the circle. Kan di sum yang sum?
시베 탈롱 당스 시베 탈롱 당스
네.
니가 당스 아니 태워 숨도 체스나
Ale, okay. Peace.
시샤면데 니는 숨셔야 돼.
Samsara. No, di shimbore konda. Samsara, peace, and birth. So, when we look at the causes, this is on page 95, verse 1.30. It arises through devotion to the Dharma, supreme wisdom, samadhi, and compassion. So, or on the chart, you'll see it here as faith in the Maya, Dharma, wisdom, realizing emptiness, samadhi, and great compassion. So, generally speaking, there's those are the four causes, or that's the basic overview. And then this leads on to three types of beings: those who have attachment to samsara, those who have attachment or abide in peace, and in nika, and then those that both experience both.
당고일라 유시디 마셔거나 대직 생으로 시베 타동아 시베 타동아 시바스 주 코와레 코와를 통화 들어와 시베 가서 다 도스레 셈제 탐제르와 로리두게 다 감델라 되감 수가 수미 감 숨제 감델라 되베 감다 강바 내려오들라 되감 수가 수미 숨제 아 로와들라 로와 리투여와 로와 리투게 셈제 탐제 셰고와 텐두숨 엔두숨 타얀데츠 간사디게츠 되운데 단 셈제 탐제츠 되나 코와레 태워 마세 코와 잠마 당이 로리두 나라 코웨 셈제 디게메 쇼요마로와 다 코와 빵 산이기 셈제인데 주두고 요라디나 제가 두센데 정심지 그래
근데 디
코와 빵 산이들라 코와 빵 산이 셈 라좀바 년도 라좀바도 코와 빵 사로 셈제로 하고
어디 니버
제가 두고로 제가 당부 시베타 통화사데 가서 로리루 텐두섬 겐두섬 사야 코와라다 코와나 시버스도 코와레 코와를 홍다와 되체 시베타도 섬한테 년도 라좀바 란제 라좀바 오다 도저 샤나 되고요. 예. 근데 시신인가 수도다. 아니 코알 내든요. 라니지고 통다지다. 안도 란진지 기 코알 단다 당아란도 다 란진지 공부로 와. 시신인가래. 다 잔죽심 깨져도 시고랑 하서. 그냥 딩들라 진데라도 나 진데라. 시신인가 샤라.
So sorry, I think I may have left out the extreme. So it's the extreme of samsara and the extreme of peace that they fall into. So when we look at this, we talk about the first type of being, those who fall into the extreme of samsara. This is also in the chart if you want to follow it in there. So these beings are the beings who abide in the three realms, the desire, form, and formless realm, or you could say the six realms. So these beings who take rebirth, who cycle in samsara and throughout the six realms. So this is the first type of being. The second one, those who fall into the extreme of peace. So literally translated, it would be the extreme of existence. So this existence here. So the first one's fall into the extreme of existence. Existence here has the meaning of cyclic existence. The second one, who falls into the extreme of peace, this peace is nirvana. So peace here means nirvana. The fault that, well, not the fault, but the way they are is they have still concern for their own welfare, right? They abide in this state because they're concerned with their own happiness, their own welfare. So they still have this aspect of self-cherishing. So they don't want to hear, they don't want to know. It's like, don't talk to me about bodhicitta. I just want to be here in my own peaceful, happy state, right? So this is what's said to be the extreme of peace or nirvana.
다디 가르쳤네고래 시발라 당보디 당보 시발라 내디 가르쳤네고래 성도로.
So first of all, why do these beings who abide in existence or samsara, why do they abide there?
다들라 로슈시레 풍고 미자와라 자와지. 풍고 다마인 발라 다드티. 풍고 대와마인 발라 대와지. 풍고 따과마인 발라 따과지. 어디 뒤왕게 로바 시디 왕게 내가서 다다 친질로 다 동해 덴버바 동해 풍부들라 명네 풍부들라 명네 차소 지가 여러 당서 어디 시가 그래서 로고슈디
근데 디 동네디
동해 사전년에 풍부져라 디 미자와라 자와지 슬랍신데 아니 다드 투와 마인 발라 다드 투 대와 마인 발라 대와 아니 따과 마인 발라 따과로 먼저디 풍부디 미다 버와 간다.
Okay. So, if we ask that question, why are these beings cycling in samsara, or why are they abiding in the extreme of existence? It's because of their mistaken view in terms of seeing that which is unclean as clean, seeing that which is selfless as having self, seeing that which is suffering as happiness, and seeing that which is impermanent as permanent. So, when we talk about seeing these things, what are they seeing? It's the aggregates. This misconception is towards the aggregates. So the aggregates seeing the aggregates which are unclean as clean, seeing the aggregates which are selfless as having self, the aggregates from the nature of suffering as being happiness, and the aggregates which are impermanent as permanent. So this is where the basis for the mistaken views is.
먼저 당보도 산다나야 워다인데 디 탁보여와 디 데스 탁보여 그러면서 소소가 예 풍고스라로 나당에 풍고라는데 당보 따고다단데 라위나 계산기 풍보다 데링 풍보 찍버려도 왜다나 뭐에네즈도 찍어 말하고 주어두고요 이내 양은 셈나나 찍어진 거요 어디 따고다더라
So it's difficult, this, right? It's a little difficult to make clear initially, but if we think about it in terms of the first one, well, not necessarily the first one, in terms of the perception of permanence, what this means is that our aggregates yesterday and our aggregates today, they are not the same. They're changing. However, the way we perceive it with our mind is that our aggregates yesterday are the same as the ones today. So in reality, that's not the reality, but that's how we perceive it in our mind.
제가 풍부디 아니 계지기 주어줘야 매버지 따윤지 한 풍부디 싸웨랑 시시다고 했다. 다디데 삼단하고 요래데 삼망부마다나 lokshukjadan desi tusjayoro zangwe lojo de ane midagwa lojo de zangcha 먼저 풍부들라 체주에 당부터나 미다 동에 동아 담에 시샤로 슬로슈 야거들 따라 야거서 ngoynezu 양다버들라 풍부 미다고체 풍부 미다 동해와체 라 동해라시로 아니 딱바 미다고체 그래 미다 동해 동아체 동아체 되는 다음에체 다디 동해되면 제주시더라 동해된 발에 제주시 왕서 근데 덴바시 셰원데 동해된 뭐 군주된 뭐 거기 남대여로 아 동해된 발에 제주시요래 미다 동해 동아 다메스 제주시와 어디 생으로 당부 제주시대에 생온다
So, this view of holding the aggregates to be permanent, not moment by moment changing, acts as the basis for then holding them to be something clean. Now, this is not initially that easy to make that connection. You actually have to think about it a lot before that can come about. But when we look at the aspects of the truth of suffering, you know, there's four features there that we have. We have that it's impermanent, it's suffering, it's empty, and it's selfless. Di pungpo di shi chitangi.
동해된 뭐 상물로 계절돼.
Sangmalo, okay.
동해된 뭐.
So this is just an aspect. It's not necessarily directly related to the aggregates. It's just an aspect of the truth of suffering that they have four features in the true suffering. It's impermanence, suffering, emptiness, and selflessness.
다디에서 갖고 요래디. 다디 록슈 시지요로. 딜로 록슈 시디. 당에 람산 줌제 다리 줌제 시기면 다리 단다디 미다 동에 동안 담에 직송하다. 당분이와 숨버티 지란들어. 데 포지티브 당분이와 숨버디 미다 동에 동안 담에래. 다 네게티브 심어데 장와 대와 딱바 담에 다 디지르 장디 딱다시 디튜브르다 네게티브 시
대와
딱바
딱이요. 시베디
장디 딱다 다두다 장와 대와 딱바 다두다 어디 네게티브 당보시 제단다 디 파즈 갑조 도단디 틱시 제스 멘다죠 제산 다리 전환도 앙단데 틱나 야고제 삼노드나 디 덕받은 딜레나 야고래 좋아 네 포지티브 거절라 미다 동에 동안 담에체 네거티브라 장와 대와 딱바 아니 다주다 시디 독샤 디디에 하고나 안준다 제망에 대해 제시적으로
Okay.
년 단다 잠나 투두다 타고 쉬도 돼 타고 열디 딜레라고 염을
So the difficulty comes because we what? What's so funny?
Difficult.
Okay, I don't know. I thought the difficulty came because we have wrong views relating these, but maybe it's a bit more than a difficulty, I guess. So anyway, the problem comes because we have wrong views relating to these. So what we say is these four: impermanent, suffering, empty, and selfless. These are the positive aspects that we have, but that are part of the truth of suffering. However, we have wrong views towards these. So we see things as clean, permanent, somewhat dewa. Sorry, not permanent. So, clean, happy, possessing self, and permanent. So permanent.
Permanent
Sumba. So clean, happy. Yeah, clean, happy. Permanent and possessing self. So I got the order jumbled around there. My bad. So for now, what we want to do is just basically recognize these four positive aspects and then these four wrong views, and just to kind of learn them and understand them. And from that, we'll go into next time. We'll go into it in more detail, give a more detailed explanation. But it's a little bit tricky to connect them. So for now, we'll just basically learn them. So we have these wrong views. So we definitely have these wrong views. We may not recognize that we have them, but we can be pretty sure we have them. Whether we have these positive views, positive understanding, well, that I'm not sure of. So I'll just go over them again because I don't think that they're in the chart. So the truth of suffering has the aspects of impermanent, suffering, empty, and selfness. And then the wrong views are clean, happy, permanent, and possessing self. So the Dugna Demba Nangla Takpa Tang Tagyo any Tongba Tang Tagmi di Karichini di Dugna Demba Nangla.
네, 제주에 시들어 당뭐 이게 제주에 가서는 먼저 동행된 바서 먼저 풍부저로 항해를 두저디 시에션으로 동행된 바 먼저 풍부디 미다버래도 와 아니 풍부디 동해외란 시래도 와 풍부디 제주래도 하고 풍부디 교도도 와 동해외란 시래도 와 미다 동해 동아로 와 동아 대신 따지런지 동아로 와 다데 아니 란제트베 제 동아당 랑원네 트베 동아래도 다메리도 어디 시고 풍부 제주를 이게 sana 먼저 중에데 제주시
근데 랑노네 드베 통바
랑원네 드베 동아데 다메를 잡으러 담아데 동아 다메서 동아데 따지런지 동아를 자 가서 따지런지 동아 사이드 다메들 타라니샤 란제트베 제 동아
tekmengi to Allah so 랑노네 드베 So, temper drop tongman love me man.
Tigre, temper drop tong Allah shana tigre.
So, when we talk about it within the trees of suffering, these are aspects that we can use the aggregates, for example, that these aggregates have, right? So the aggregates in the nature of the aggregates first they're impermanent, then they're suffering.
동해.
동나기 너래 동나래.
동해고라래 켜워지지 동해로. 동해 숨이와 동해 규회 동해 켜워지지 동해래.
Okay. So they're suffering in the sense that they're all pervasive suffering. They're empty.
따지런지 동아디.
So when it says empty, it's empty of being self-supporting, substantially existent.
말해디. 숨이와 딱바와 주어 라운디. 제주숨 동아디. 딱지런지 동아. 딱바? 주어 라운.
Empty of being, takpa permanent?
제주숨이와 딱지런지 동아. 딱바와 주어 라운 숨이 동아. 딱지런지 동아.
takchig rangwon ten.
So
my mistake, yeah. Permanent, unitary, and somebody?
딱바와 주어 라운.
Yeah, the three. So unitary, permanent, and independent.
어디? 동화사 되래. 동화사.
Rangwan or self-supporting.
딘nen가 배쳐버. 된 다음에 라디 니샤. 단다 지란 란제도에 제 동화당. 간사 덴버도에 동화 니샤는 되게. 당엘도 단다 딘데 삼다는 되게.
Okay. And kind of the tamadi tamadi somso.
다음에 되라. 랑제도에 제 동화당. 아니 간사 덴버도에 동화 랑원에 동화.
Okay. So then that's the selfless aspect, and then the emptiness is the self-supporting, empty of being self-supporting, substantially existent of the. Yeah, it's pretty tricky, so we'll just leave it at that. The tangba tang takme kipakari.
joyere. 다메서 데 간상 다메서로 간상 다메라고 동반이스나 아니 덴버드에 동아 랑원에드에 동아 세스도.
So when we talk about selflessness, we're talking like selflessness of a person. And then emptiness is lack of true existence or lack of inherent existence.
다데 다메들은 니셔래 간상 다메다 저 다메스.
So in a sense, we're talking about two selflessnesses, selflessness of person and selflessness of phenomena. Any tongbani di
동반이스는
Chugitagma.
추기다면서.
So when we refer to emptiness as opposed to selflessness, so selflessness would be selflessness of a person, and emptiness would be selflessness of phenomena.
다디 오데 근데 아주 디도다.
Okay, so
다 도가 가죠. 그래다 시바 당길라서 간산숨 간산선데 네 시달네와 시신인가 달네와 슬라송아 다디신 바이나 아니 시발 네와데 코알 네와데 시발 네와데 라니지고 시디 되니 베나 라존베고마 톱나야 라니지고 시디 되니 네데요라 디체 아니 닝갈 시바다 시바 닝갈 네와데 간조라오샤나 간조선나데 다 란진지 유니 코알 네데니도 시발 네와 코알 네디 시발 네라 란진지 다 지보 상단데바 요면서 아니 시발 네와레 닝갈 네와데 와고 어디래
So, when we talk about these three types of beings, going back to that, and we talked about the beings in the extreme of samsara and the extreme of nirvana or peace, and then both. And so, as we talked about before, those in the extreme of samsara are beings who cycle within samsara in the six realms. The beings who are in the extreme of peace are like the hero and solitary realizer arhats. And both would be beings like us. So we both have this cycling in samsara.
양 안저 닝 잔죽 심 야보여나 양 안저 시달 내고 말다 안저 닝제여나 시달 내기 말해서
so ninja chimbo, you know, right?
ninja chimbo.
So if you so there's the beings that abide in both is those like us who we both abide in samsara, and we have the self-cherishing, so we're also interested in our individual happiness and so individual peace. So we could say we're both. However, if we were to develop great compassion or bodhicitta, then at that point, hopefully we wouldn't be focused on our individual peace anymore. So maybe there's some hope for us yet. So now we'll talk about looking at the four causes. So it's very good to understand these. So we have here faith in the Mahayana. Faith, wisdom. Faith okay. Yeah. So here it's translated as faith. The translators use the word faith. Mopa is closer to like aspiration. Like it's closer to it's faith. The literal word for faith in Tibetan is depa. Mopa is more like an aspiration, like an intention, something like that. So I'm gonna it's not right or wrong. It's just a different translation. Okay. Okay, no, apparently faith is wrong. I mean, I'm not going to say another translator's wrong, but Geshe-la's not particularly keen on that translation. Yeah. So aspiration, Mopa, like aspiration, is different to faith. So bad locker is like extremely opposite. Actually, bad locker is like So they're not the same. So I'm going to use aspiration, but know that in the text it uses faith. Right. So we have aspiration, we have wisdom realizing emptiness, we have samadhi, and we have great compassion. These are the four causes. Right. So he's saying this Depa and Mopa in Tibetan are quite different, and Depa is normally translated as faith. Right.
미 기겐라 윤데 아니 라마다 딘데 톤디 심날라 가랑지 용구도 디 대버래 디 뱃들어가로 디 뭐바디 대버잖아 아니 갈랄 대와요 갈라 대와 용구래
To give an illustration of the difference, aspiration or merpa in Tibetan is a liking for something. Like I like food. I like this. You know, I like what else? Duglug. So I like food. I like clothing. There's like an attraction aspect to it, right? You can't really have faith in food, according to Depa, the Tibetan word. You can't really have faith in food in the sense that faith comes about through seeing the good qualities in something, right?
심날라 가랑 대와 당충중 시켜
And then
셈 담아라고 셈 가보라고 지금 어디 온 거라
through this seeing of the good qualities, it creates it's a liking, it's a feeling, positive feeling towards that through understanding the qualities of an object. So you couldn't have faith in food. Well, you couldn't have depa, the Tibetan word for which is normally translated as faith, in something like food, right? Whereas you could have a mupa for food. You could have an aspiration for food. Or attraction, yeah, but it's not attraction either.
단도 딜라 매바 셔야 가서는 당기에 오버셔 이제 주구 틀레 셔서 이 산제 이시 주구라 연된데 틀레데 요래 셔서 이시 주구 최저 연대 셔는데 알아든데 지구도 스타 알아데 구구도 스타 아데 구구도 삼다 디 매바 디 대화 말 디 매바.
Okay, so for example, aspiration would be you recognize the quality, the enlightened activity of the Buddha, and you recognize this comes from the Dhammakaya, and so from that you understand that I want that. You know, I have this aspiration towards that. Any depa?
대발람나 심라 데 연대 통데 심라 갈랑랑 게저래 심 띵라 마두르데 당게 메발라디 카야비아로 스토리야 대발라디 심 띵라 마로 심나라 베 갈랑라 띵 심데 스부 참마 당동동 차야저 데래 대발라디.
Right. Whereas faith is recognizing the qualities of this Buddha, and it like deep in the mind there's kind of like a real feeling. Tingling is like an arising or something like that. But it's
cooling feeling here. Cold, you know.
Cooling feeling. Like a cooling feeling? Okay, it feels cool, I guess. Okay, so that comes, but Geshe-la saying there's a difference is that this aspiration is more going like going out, up, towards and the faith comes like down deeper in the mind.
Yeah,
they are.
메바디요나 아니 가려용 그래. 다디 토비알라 람가르 공부도 와. 아니 코발레 테와 지발라 동이도 베셔럽 고고요래. 동이도 베셔럽라 아니 신행에 봐도 고고요래. 제가 딩인진 고야 되래. 셔럽다 딩인진 이체. 다 산제 고마토발라 아니 잔주심 고버래. 잔주심 고마 제발라 가로 닝지 공부래. 두스체네 레다데.
디 모바.
뭐 메베 제라 용거디에. 메발레 자라 산제 고마 주구든데스도 디토고도. 다 디토발라 가르치고 그래. 람냠렌체 그래. 셔럽 동이도 왜 셔럽 공부래. 동이도 왜 셔럽라 신에 고래. 딩인진 고래. 안 디잠기 코발레 되그래. 다 딩인진다 셔럽이는 코발레 되그래. 이나 코발레는 잔주심다 닝지 정부면은 잔주심면은 산제 고마 더 말해. 제가 잔주심 더 그래. 잔주심 더발라 가르고 그래. 닝지 정부 공부래. 두세네 람숨디 레레스타 유다다 샤송다.
Okay, so what would happen if you had an aspiration towards the Dharma body of the Buddha? Would be you then go on to think, well, if I have this aspiration to attain that, how would I go about it? Well, of course I need to practice the path that will lead me there. So for that I need the wisdom, realizing selflessness, and conjoined with this calm abiding or this concentration, and based on that then I'm able to attain liberation. But of course obtaining liberation is not enough to attain the Dhamma body of the Buddha. In conjunction with that I'd need to develop bodhicitta, and the need to develop bodhicitta, first I'd need to develop great compassion. So you'd have this progression based on this aspiration towards the Dharma body of the Buddha.
다 단다 셰럽디 돈이드베 셰럽라와 돈이드베 셰럽디 띵이진디 띵이진 신내기 안에다 항동 세트 고요르다 띵이진디 신내 제르와 당아도 기생 신내고 데스트사르와 아니 신내디 유나 아니 신내지간에 동반일 도인데 돈이드 항동 도인데 돈이드베 셰럽 돈이드베 셰럽디 다 당게에 가사 시다 고제레 코알 내된 jojo와 와 돈이도 버디 돈이도나 코베자오 그래 당지르와 당지 빵요 그래 timu dina junyi nan zinyo timu de marigo pan yore marigo pan na khado khawale thwedo ko yore sisan sida gokje de sherab tungni de be sherab de ani sida gokje sida to khawale thweji tabdire sida gokje siba
oh sita gokje
sida khowe tha
extreme
sida
yeah lassa cuts extreme so there's from this first of the aspiration, if one was to then use that to take this latang, the special insight based on the wisdom realizing emptiness, and conjoin it with this calm abiding mind. So we've talked a little bit about calm abiding previously. So this calm abiding and the special insight through the conjunction of these, then one can overcome one's grasping, like self-grasping and so forth, and overcome one's ignorance, and in this way go beyond samsara through this combination of this calm abiding and special insight. And then it said that you've cut the extreme of existence. So we talked about the extreme of existence before. Through this calm abiding and special insight, you can cut the extreme of existence.
니 코와 방법이네 단다 네 라니지고 코를 대외 시타스디 시와 또 시다세디 라니지고 시디테니로 들어와 라니지고 시디테니데 코와 방법들라 네 시베 타로 시다로와데 또 시다 고제디 닝지 쳔보래 그와 닝지 쳔보디 시다 고제르다
닝지 되기 말은 닝지 쳔보
닝지 쳔보셔 닝지 쳔보
okay. So this is how you cut the extreme of samsara. So then we look at the extreme of peace. So as we said, this is one's own individual peace. So the way to cut this extreme of peace is through this great compassion. Not just compassion, but this mind of great compassion.
제가 기생한서 릭세베 따라 닝지 첨부 제바나 릭세베 체 티버 첨부 릭세베 가두세레 와한서 안졸라 틱징 리요레스 아니 릭세베 탑딜라 가레르스데 아니 개베신이 대야당 아니 대고 준비 추로 추토바 제야당 삼바 제야당 아니 심제라 닝지 고미야당 참바 고미 닝지들에 아니 심제라 탐제라 미베 닝지 첨부 줄라 제바당 대고 준비 릭세베레 로 그래서 대고 준비 릭세마세세데 닝지 첨부 줄라 제나 대고 준비 릭세레 아니 시다 고브라다 간산디 줄라 라니지고 시디 되냐 요 말카는 심지 탐제 동엘레 테나서 멜로디 여름에 라니지고 요 말하다 어디다 세워차서
라서 So when we talk about awakening our lineage is normal translation or division. When we talk about awakening the Mahayana lineage or division, then this is done through these various methods that we have. So starting with reliance on spiritual friend and progressing along the path, meditating on the various aspects of that and developing compassion, and then leading on to the development of great compassion. So when we talk about this, the measure of having awakened our Mahayana nature, this is the development of great compassion. At this point, one can have said to awaken one's Mahayana nature. And at this point, one also goes beyond the extreme of peace, because one is no longer focused on one's own welfare, individual welfare, and for that reason is no longer connected to this extreme of peace.
어디로 와? 닝치모.
닝치모 dini
Shita
Gogsara. Yeah. So if you have great compassion, like you're finished with the extreme of peace.
제대로 와.
Gog is to cease.
니지 전부 유도 갈라서나 semje mikba semje 탐제 람믹제 아니 데 동에 텐도도 여와 다 제가 디유나 다 마치고 동에를 테나서 로드 달려요 말아 semje 탐제 동에를 테나서 로드리디 마치고 동에를 테나 같이 그래 상사 디요 말다 다다다 고 인치부시다 고지 차로다.
So to give an example, to explain it further, I should say, when this great compassion is about recognizing the suffering of all sentient beings, or recalling the suffering of all sentient beings.
무슬람은 되게 이래. object 열어. object semje 빙체. number 열어. number디 semje 덤제 동에를 텐도기 자와. mikbadi object laura. object semje 탐제 라미. 다수 따요인데 아니 semje 탐제 동에를 텐는 지마로 냐면 number 따야 돼. mikbada number. Mingnam.
Okay.
Right.
So it becomes a bit clearer if we talk about it in terms of the object and then number the aspect. So the object is all sentient beings. This is for great compassion, right? So the object is all sentient beings, and the aspect is feeling or recognizing, being that aware of their suffering. So
where the recognize like you are wishing free from suffering like that.
Wishing free, sorry, okay. So, wishing them to be free from suffering. So again, we have the object, which is all sentient beings, or sometimes it's said to be the basis. Mikpa is sometimes the basis. The object or the basis, which is all sentient beings, and then the aspect, which is wishing them to be free from suffering. So this is how we could talk about great compassion.
That you, the subjection is Rani Shibushi did in Yelhare. Mikba? 라니 지고래. 남바 마란 지고 동에 텐도들이다.
So cherishing, conversely, we talk about the basis or the object. That's only oneself. And then the aspect is, my suffering, me, I need to be free, or I need to be happy. That kind of aspect, right? So this is the difference between great compassion and self-cherishing. So we can see here how great compassion clearly cuts this extreme of peace. So okay, just to finish, it's important to know this. It's important to clarify these things. So we've got a couple of questions here. Then we're just going to go over these. So the first one is, the Buddha takes rebirth that is not based on karma and delusion, which is why relative body of the Buddha is said to be uncompounded. Question: is the relative body of Buddha uncompounded? Relative body. Emanation body. That's what you mean? Okay, cool. Well, I was thinking form body of the Buddha.
I'm guessing it's the emanation of.
Well, probably form body, which is the. Yeah, that's right. So form body is both. It's the emanation and enjoyment body. So. Okay, so you're happy with form body of the Buddha for that one? Yeah, all right. So. Sorry, I just got to clarify. Sometimes I have to check with Geshe, sometimes I have to check with the discussion group. So I've got to make sure everybody's on board. So naza di sangi di kyolen, right? You know, letan yaman kyolen right? Why is the relative body? So then di zuku di relative body said to be uncompounded. Zuku di dumachegi sungire, right? Dumachegi. Karetini di zuku dumachegi.
Really? Tidirwa, Dinganzo dire, Bena, Nepeshaura, Peshavina, the Halam of the Timor, Penisha, Petambo de Carelana, Mijik guest house in Adora, on the guest house in Aduda, Subut guest house Najire, Midi sim the guest Nazo, Dromodora. She's a Sanje, the Subut. Sugujola the Sanjay guest house in Chimbe Sorcereda. Guest house in Dora, Dora. So Dongana Dora.
The Zuko di guest
house. Dongana Shiro.
Zuko di
Dongana
Shiro. And Sangi di Nala
Dombona Shiro. And Dombo the Dongana de Dero.
Okay.
디나시리다 고
So there's examples to show this, right? So the first is like a guest house. So this guest house would be, okay, so we'll use the emanation body for this example because it maybe makes more sense. So the guest house would be like the emanation body of the Buddha, and then the Buddha goes in, is like the guest in that.
에미네션 보디 부다단 랍겨 머다디 디두스 마레 알레 다디 수구디어로 수구디라 두구로
Tukure.
다 두구디라
Kain zuko de sabum
두구디라 니샤오로
네.
겨워 두구당 소 두구스 니샤오로
Ale.
겨워 두구디 겨월레니 들어와 겨월레니
Kivaleni.
그 남시슈 아마 고베나 남시슈
Right.
안딜라 미나시 미 겨워다 틈바나시 겨월랑
Yeah.
안 타메오 나시 타메 나시 나바데
Any de dronkan.
딜라 디 루디 동가나시레
Okay. So, all right, to get a bit more specific, there's different types of emanation bodies of the Buddha. So you have the birth emanation of body of the Buddha, which would be like somebody entering a mother's womb, taking birth, just like a normal human being would, from appearance level, like a normal human being would. So this birth emanation body of the Buddha is the guest analogy of a guest house is used.
건서 가르스나 넘버디 건설라 타메 넘버 템브라 타메 넘버 템고라 다 먼저 겨워두고디 먼저 샘제 타메 미기 통고로
Oh, okay.
샘제 타메 미기 통고 요베 인장 먼저 샘제 타메 게스하우스 나로는 게스하우스 미기 통디나 대고로
Okay.
아니 데 셰간다 멘탈라 곰데나 데 통마로 바고
Right.
데 게스하우스 그거 디나 대고고요 그러다 먼저 또 틈버시 세우랬다디
Right. So why is it necessary for us to have this? Because being ordinary sentient beings, we rely on aspect, right? Like, so the Buddha needs to take this aspect of the birth emanation body or the guest house. Because if sentient being wants to go to a guest house or a hotel, they need to first have the aspect of that guest house or hotel. They can't rely on another aspect like the mandala and that because they can't see it. Like they can't see the mandala of the deities, so they can't rely on that.
tanda todo di duja susu lege yunidila ba namba tenje ane da ngosu semje tuen shigi yorda semje tuen jiga pigi yorda
So because they take this aspect for the purpose of benefiting beings, right? Like you know dumachegi kare
ah
dumachegi dumache di truku di dumachegi
dumachesina
duche dumache.
두고 코나시고 말은 두고 다 두제더라 미다고라 두고 미다고라 두제로 네 미다고래
So no.
산제 제목은 산제기 심디에 미다고래
So
계지 주어 두고 이나 간주나시 주어 두다한테 두고요 말 라마메 주어 간주 레뇽 주어 두고라
right.
그러나 내저로 주어 두고라 딜로가르다
Okay. So I'm not sure with this question, but when you say it's uncompounded, we say that the emanation body of Buddha is compounded. And Buddha's mind, in fact, is uncompounded because uncompounded is synonymous with impermanent. Right? If it's uncompounded, it's necessary and permanent, and vice versa. So we definitely say that it's uncompounded from. Sorry, it's compounded in terms of being impermanent, but it's not. It's not generated in terms of karma and delusion. So I'm not sure how the question came about, but perhaps this uncompounded.
산제사도 직체도니 지가 요 말이시기도 들어. 그래서는 깨야단 시야 요 말이시기도. 아니야 미다고레샤스로. 미다고 있는 교도 그래서야.
Yeah, right.
근데 뒤도 그래서 미다고데 교도다 니요레스. 먼저 교도야 돼. 규진이 내줄 코란도다 직다. 대가는 뇌배접제 레단 요몽기 교도단제 교도고요. 그래서 먼저 시야도 레뇽 시도고요. 그래서 산제기 교도단데 레뇽 교월 많이 받지 코란 내줄레기 교도단데 도고요. 그래서
Okay.
디싱으로.
So we can look at it in terms of this aspect, right? We can say that the Sangiti Kyawatan Jigvi Mare. So it can be said that the Buddha is free from production and cessation, right? And so but we also say that is na Sangi Mara, Sangi Takpare, the
산지 있구나. 이시 추구도죠.
All right, I messed something up because it's not Buddha, it's Buddha's body. So
Buddha's body and Buddha's mind.
Buddha's body and Buddha's mind, right? We can say that they're free from production and cessation, and yet we can still say they're impermanent. So how is this possible? Well, because when we say impermanent, there's two types of impermanence, right? There's natural impermanence, and then there's impermanence or change. There's natural change, and then there's impermanence or change based on karma and delusion. So when we talk about it being free from this change, it's this change based on karma and delusion. The Buddha, there's the natural change is still there in the Buddha's mind and Buddha's body, but in terms of this change based on karma and delusion, that's what they're separate from. So maybe that's the meaning of uncompounded here. Okay. So another question. In relation to aggregates, body, is that we mistakenly think of the body as clean, a source of pleasure, having permanence, and compounded of independent matter is self. Okay. So, nanza di pumbo. Pumbo di zukbo lasapadi. Nanza di sangma dewa takpa tang. Dumache, compounded of independent matter. Rawan Chen, right? Di somebody, di shi, di takyen, takmayen. Come, takzenyure, right? Di tak, di shi, sangwa tang, dewa tang, takpa tang, Rawan Chen. Di shi, di zina takzenre.
Mare, di shi dazimar. Dunda jemang dishe yang
Right. So, put briefly, this clean, pleasant, permanent, and independent is not grasping onto that is not self-grasping. So those four are not what we hold on to as self. But we'll go back into that more detail. If we went into it now, one would break your brains, and two would be here all night. So then nobody would get any sleep, and then nothing would get done around the centre tomorrow, and it'd all be bad. So that's it for questions? Yeah. Yeah, maybe Mopa could be devotion. Not in the chart. Okay, sorry. I was looking at the chart because it's hard for me to go back and forth with the text. Yeah, Mopa. Yeah, I can go with. I think Mopa was devotion is probably even better than aspiration.
You can check this was important next time.
Yeah. You know, and sometimes
devotion.
Your Dramandra Yure, devotion, yeah, is probably better. If that's what it's used in the text.
Sometimes you can understand the meaning, and then which was more become close, you know. Good thing, just no looking dictionary. First you understand meaning, you know, what is the because maybe thanda the shin, and understand meaning, then check which was more close. Then more benefit.
Yeah. No, it's a good question, and it's like what Geshe says. You got to understand the meaning, and it's if people are interested in learning a little bit of Tibetan, it's good to learn a few key words, because sometimes there's just not an exact English word that matches up. So if you understand the meaning of the Tibetan word, then it becomes much clearer.
Okay, stop here.
sanctions, continuous function, state. This has the result that the leash will increase more and more. Nothing to the potential delineated. In the results, many horizon teach about all that's forward away. This education goes to the best. This one is our civilization times. And to the world of the sacred seeds. Balance and the practice push. Simplified. Circumstances be complete. 1957. Message. Only leadership spontaneously fulfilled. It's a teens of the beings. That's how I beseech. Only wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. To bear all, concerning this this victorious Sutra. Tools. Please, live long. These two examinations is valid for others 3 times. This is the plays for a long time.